he comes, here he comes. Then the trumpets, then the drums, here he comes. Hopalong Cassidy, here he comes.
See a train so seldom sure looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, just glides along. Makes you wish you were sitting in one of them nice cushioned seats, don't it?
I knew California couldn't stand a long trip like this.
What you talking about? I'm fresh as a daisy. I was just thinking of wore-out ewes looking.
Never mind. We'll be in Wheeler in a few minutes, and you can both relax.
Say, Hoppy, this fella, Tom Smith, that wrote for you to come to Wheeler, did you say he was a railroad man?
He's only the vice president of the line.
Vice president? Oh. Maybe he'll let me run one of them engines, huh?
Maybe. You better go after him. He's liable to get lost. I'll ride on in and see Tom. I told him I'd be in today.
Poison?
Well, a little. It depends on what kind it is.
I don't know what kind, but it seems like it was something in the water. My wife's pretty sick.
Well, let's see what we can do for her.
Lee, where were you?
I stopped this gentleman on the road, and he was nice enough to see if he could help us.
I hope so. I feel so sick. I could die.
No, you're not going to die, Mrs.
Garvin.
It's just a case of local weed poisoning.
Local weed? Then it isn't deadly?
No, but it is mean stuff and can make you awfully sick. I think I can give her something to make her feel better, though. Do you have some hot water without the local weed and some baking soda?
Yeah, right here.
Wait a minute. Your railroad has a company hospital, hasn't it?
Yes?
You better ride over and see what they suggest in case this doesn't work.
Why, I can't. My horse is sick.
Well, you can take mine, but don't ride him too hard. He's had a big day.
I'll watch it. I'll rush right back, honey. You should have seen yourself when I pulled up alongside of you. Hanging on like this.
Is it my fault he don't like trains? Hey, look. Topper. Where's Hoppy? Hey, you!
Where's Hoppy? What are you doing with his horse?
Come on, talk fast, mister.
What's the matter?
You all right, Hoppy?
What you doing here?
Well, these people are having a little trouble with local weed poisoning.
Yeah?
Anybody'd have a tough time trying to steal your horse.
Well, you won't need him now anyhow. Mrs. Garvin's feeling much better.
Fine. I'm really grateful to you. I wish you'd stay to supper with us.
No, thanks. We're supposed to be in town by now.
Hoppy, home cooking.
He didn't invite you.
You're all welcome. Be glad to have you.
All right, we'll stay. What, another piece?
Young man, anytime you want to quit railroading, I'll bet Hoppy will give you a job cooking for the Bar 20.
I certainly would.
The spot I'm in, I might as well quit and accept the offer.
Please, Lee.
All right, I'm doing great.
Well, you are. He's the best brakeman on the line. And someday he'll have a chance to advance.
Oh, why shouldn't he?
I'll tell you why. Because a big shot called Tom Smith will see to it that I give up.
Well, why should he do that?
For the same reason he had one of his flunkies put loco weed in our well.
No, Lee, you're wrong. No matter how Dad feels about our marriage, he'd never do anything to hurt us.
Dad? You mean this Tom Smith your pa?
Yeah, the vice president's daughter ran off with a common brakeman.
And what's the matter with that?
Oh, Dad's awfully set and stubborn. But it just won't do him any good. Lee's going to stay on the job and show it.
And I'd say with your help, he had a good chance of doing it, too. Now, come on, boys. We better get into town. Will you excuse us? Leave that pie there.
Thank you, Mr. Cassidy.
Hey, Hoppy. Doggone. Ain't she a beauty?
Yeah, but don't get too close to her. She might bite.
I hope Smith's secretary is pretty.
You'll have to find out later. You're waiting out here.
Don't try to tell me how to treat my own daughter. Shut up and take a letter.
A fine way to talk to a girl.
My dear Jesse, I'm giving you the one last chance to come back to your home.
Hey, Tom! Tom Smith!
Now, who and what in the... Oh, it's you, Hoppy. I've been expecting you. We'll finish that last letter tomorrow. Type out the reports to one number 7.
Right, Chief.
Oh, Hoppy, this is Harmon Roberts, my secretary. Harmon, this is Hopalong Cassidy, one of my oldest friends.
How are you? This is Lucky Jenkins.
How do you do? See you both around later, I hope.
Come on in, Hoppy.
You mean he's the secretary?
That's life on the railroad, Lucky.
And there's been a series of accidents lately. And it seems they've all been directed at me.
Well, I still don't see what that's got to do with your son-in-law.
I know it's a terrible thing to have to say, Hoppy, but whenever those accidents happened, he was always somewheres close by.
Well, he didn't seem like that kind of a boy to me. Besides, why should he want to hurt you?
Because I'm a rich man. And he knows Jesse'll get it all when I die.
Oh, I hope you're wrong. And how did you get so rich? I didn't know there was a lot of money in railroading.
Well, there isn't actually, but I bought a piece of land last year.
Land around here?
No. It's in Oklahoma. And it turned out to be in the middle of a new oil field.
Oh, I see. And I suppose you told Jesse all about it?
No, not a word. I never told anybody.
Well, then I only have one suggestion I can make.
What's that?
You put 3 new men to work here.
Thanks, Hoppy. I knew I could depend on you to help me.
Where do you think I'll fit in best?
Now, if you take this job as storekeeper, you'll be at a spot where you'll come in contact with a lot of grapevine gossip.
Hi, Garvin. I hear you're on number 8.
Yeah, I finally got a call.
Hello, Lee. How's Jessie?
Fine. Now she's over that local weed poisoning.
Glad she's all right.
I was lucky some cowmen happened along. There's one of them now, California Carson. What's he doing in the yards?
He, Cassidy, and Jenkins are all working out here now.
Working for the road? Those greenhorns?
Why, certainly. They're friends of Smith's. That right, Roberts?
I believe so.
That's funny. All the time they were at my house, they never even mentioned they knew him.
Maybe they had a reason to keep it quiet.
What do you mean by that? Who does he think they are?
He's just trying to get you riled up. Don't pay any attention.
Yeah? Maybe he knows what he's talking about. Smith brought them here to check up on me so he could fire me if I made any slips. That's it, isn't it?
I don't know, Lee. The old man hasn't said anything about it to me.
No, he wouldn't, knowing you're a friend of mine. But he's not putting anything over on me because I won't stand for it.
Wait a minute, Lee.
Hiya, Lee. I've been wondering when we'd see you.
Oh, you have? Well, you and your pals can stop for him because I'm right here and you can mind your own business.
What are you talking about?
This.
I don't know what this is about, but if that's how you feel about it. Wait, huh?
Look at that.
about?
I don't know. It just waded into me.
I'll tell you, Cassidy, I don't like being spied on.
What have you got to be afraid of?
Nothing.
Then you have nothing to worry about, have you?
Did I see a scuffle going on here?
A couple of boys skylarking, boss. There's no trouble. Just a rough house.
There's been too much lack of discipline around here lately, Banks. Send your men back to work.
Right. Back to work, men. Come on. Come on, boy. Your free ride's over.
Nothing funny about it. Well, that ain't my old pal number 3865. Wherever he's going, that hobo's due to walk the rest of the way.
Ben Watts, when'd you get out?
About a month after you did. Warden got tired of looking at my face.
How'd you happen on this desert road?
Just plain accident. And good luck. Never figured I'd run into an old cellmate.
Crawl under again as soon as we get moving out. I'll get you aboard a through car out of here. The main line's a few miles north.
Don't bother me, boy. You know, I'm sick of traveling. I think I'll take it easy with you a while.
But you can't. I'm married, and nobody around here knows I've done time.
Well, no one should know. As long as you and I get along.
What do you mean?
Well, suppose you meet me in town. We'll talk it over.
Oh, come on. I said I don't want to drink. I'm going home.
Oh, just one drink and we'll both go home. To your house.
There's your friend Garvin, but who's that hobo with him?
Hobo is right. That's a rough-looking customer.
Look, man, why don't you act like a human being and let me alone? There's a freight out at 10 o'clock.
Just one little drink and maybe I'll let you persuade me to go. We'll see. Come on.
I think I'll have a talk with that hobo a little later.
He's sober enough to talk.
Oh, Hoppy. I'm so worried. Lee didn't come home to supper tonight.
Oh, well, time doesn't mean anything to a railroader. They just stay until the job is finished.
I suppose I am silly to worry, but
Maybe you're not.
What do you mean?
Jesse, before you and Lee were married, were you engaged to someone else? Someone that might be causing trouble?
Why, no, I was never engaged to anybody but Lee.
Not to Harmon Roberts?
Certainly not. Harmon was a good friend of mine. He likes Lee a lot, too.
I thought I told you to keep out of my business.
Lee, Hoppy's trying to help.
Yeah, he brought you here to check on me.
But he didn't.
You're wrong about that, Garvin.
No, I'm not. That's what Tom Smith hired you for, spy work.
Lee, that's not being very fair to Dad.
That's right. Stand up for your father. I'm always wrong.
Well, you are this time.
Then why do you bother with me? Why don't you go back to your father and everybody will be happy?
He didn't mean that. And he'll be sorry as soon as he cools off.
I don't think so, Hoppy. I am going to Dad.
Jesse, I think you're making a mistake. But if that's what you want to do you mind if I go with you?
No.
Where's Garvin?
He's waiting for you. Come on.
Wake up. Here's a little drink for you.
Oh, Garvin, where are you?
Here, have a little drink. He'll be right along.
He better be if he knows what's good for him.
There you are. Where did you know Garvin before?
Let me go. I ain't talking to cops.
He's gone. We never get anything out of him tonight.
I think he'll be glad to talk all we want him to in the morning.
Misunderstanding.
My mind's made up, Hoppy. I'm taking her east to forget this whole unpleasant episode.
All right, Tom.
happened?
He's been shot.
No.
Help him.
Don't get excited. It just grazed my scalp, is all.
Who did it, Chief? Did you see him?
No, I didn't have to see him. I can guess who it was.
Oh, no, Dad.
Surely you don't mean Lee.
Go get Marshal Reardon. Get Marshal Reardon.
Yes, sir.
Help, somebody, help! Help! What's the matter, Roberts?
Somebody took a shot at the chief through that window.
You hurt bad?
Just a scalp wound, luckily. I'm going after Marshal Reardon. What's this on the ground?
Looks like whoever took a shot at the boss dropped his scarf.
I've seen that somewhere before tonight. I recognize those big polka dots.
Why, that's the scarf we saw.
Wait a minute. Listen.
Hey, come to think of it, I saw that on a hobo's neck tonight.
Hobo, that's it. I saw him, too, in front of the saloon. He was talking loud.
A kind of a tough-looking character.
Well, that must be our man. Let's get after him.
But where? When you saw him, Roberts, who was he talking about?
It was Lee Garvin.
Garvin. Say, didn't he have a row with Smith today?
I guess he did, but what's that got?
Look, let's get this over to the marshal right away, Roberts. And don't forget to tell him about Garvin talking to this hobo.
Oh, but...
If you don't do it, Roberts, I will. I ain't shielding any killer.
Come on.
All right, I'll go.
Well, that's a fine piece of teamwork.
Huh?
Let's go talk to Lee and get the straight of this. I felt sure that the teamwork we had seen meant a frame-up. We went to find Lee and tell him to lay low until I got to the bottom of it. My next move was to try to find Potts, the hobo.
Cassidy saw him. Watts talks now, we're in trouble.
Cassidy may need help.
Take it easy, I'm not gonna bother you.
Well, I never shot anybody. That gun wasn't mine. They're lying.
Who's lying?
Well, them two railroaders that locked me up in the shack.
Who were they?
Well, one of them was...
Try to answer me. Was one of them Roberts?
Are you all right, Cassidy? Thanks. We found the hobo.
Now I had to tell Lee that he must see Tom Smith and make a clean breast of everything. And Lee took my advice.
Come in.
Hello, Mr. Smith.
So, you decided to come here after all, eh?
Yes, I want to tell you something about that.
Well, suppose you start by telling me why you sent your old cellmate Watts here last night to shoot me.
But I didn't. That's a cooked-up story.
And so's the one about your jail term, I suppose.
Well, that part of it's true. But I had...
Save your breath. Here.
What's that?
The money you came here to hold me up for. Take it and get out. And if I ever hear of you coming near my daughter
Wait
again...
a minute. I don't want your money, and I had nothing to do with the shooting.
I'll take a dying man's word for it.
You mean Ben Watts?
Yes. He confessed the whole thing before he died. He told them all about it.
He told who?
But he told... Why did you do that?
He was reaching for a gun, wasn't he?
No, he wasn't.
My mistake, Chief. Sorry.
Well, I should think so. I told you I didn't need any help with him. I had my own gun handy here. And another thing, Roberts. The boy was telling me...
All about me?
What are you doing? Turn that gun away. Aren't you insane?
Not at all, Chief. You see, it all works out nicely. He threatened you. You drew this gun, he grabbed it, and killed you. Garvin shot the chief.
What is it? Dad!
Garvin pulled the trigger just as I came in behind him. I was too late to stop him, but I knocked him out with... Where's Garvin?
Well, there was nobody here but Tom and Jesse when I came in.
But look, here's the club I knocked the killer out with. He must be around somewhere. Look for him. But be careful, he'll shoot on sight.
Right.
You said it was Lee?
It was.
Oh, no. He must be wrong, Hoppy.
How could I be?
But Lee would never hurt Father, would he?
I'm sure he didn't, Jesse. But there's no way I can prove it now. I never believed for a moment that Lee had shot Tom Smith. So now I had to find Lee again and keep him under my wing until the whole thing was straightened out. There was no sight of Lee around the place.
News for you, Hoppy.
What is it?
Robertson Bank just had a big row.
Had a big row. What about?
Something about money in the special train that Roberts ordered for him and Miss Jessie.
Well, that's funny. She didn't say anything about him going east with her tonight.
Oh, not tonight. Right now. As soon as she gets back to town with her clothes and things.
Maybe it's just as well we didn't find Lee. I'd hate to give him that news.
Well, nevertheless, we're going to find him. He left a note for Jesse on this card off a car consigned to the Dolomite Mine.
Well, that's my writing. I nailed it on the car yesterday.
Well, isn't that the one they want to drop to the siding near the old mill?
Yeah, they're going to bring mules down and haul the stuff up later.
Well, that means that Lee's probably hiding out there.
That old train's just about to start.
Maybe if we head off across the desert, we can get to Lee before it's too late. And I got an idea that might work.
Hoppy, I've got to tell you.
Yeah?
Roberts is taking along the marshal and the deputy for bodyguard.
Well, never mind that now. Come on. We'd found Lee. And as the train neared the old mill... California, get down and throw that switch, but wait until you're sure the engineer can't stop outside.
All right, but I don't like it. That's a holdup.
I don't like it any better than you do, but it's the only chance we got. Go on. He should stop about here.
Caught him for us, Cassidy. I'm very much obliged.
What a dirty double-crossing deal.
That's enough out of you, Garvin. Handcuff this killer, Marshal.
Just a minute, Marshal. Here's the man the handcuffs belong on.
Are you insane?
What's this all about, Cassidy? I thought Garvin was the man we were after.
I want you to arrest Roberts for forgery and the murder of Tom Smith.
Tom Smith? Oh, now, wait a minute.
Thanks has just turned state's evidence. Here's his confession.
Lies. Everybody knows that Garvin shot him.
I don't know. This sounds pretty convincing. He says that you killed Tom to get a hold of those oil land deeds. You forged the bill of sale on the railroad stock and forced him to help you.
That dirty rat, he can't get clear by putting everything on me. He got his share of it. I can prove it.
Yeah, you'll get your chance at the trial. Take him away, Clem. I owe you some thanks, Cassidy. And you too, Lee. I guess I've been barking up the wrong tree. I'm sure sorry.
I can't blame anybody.
Wait a minute, Lee. Jesse never did believe it.
I'd better take that confession of Banks. Not that we'll be needing it legally.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Take a look at it.
Why, this is only a bill of sale for some bar 20 cattle. Cassidy, you sure are an A-1 bluffer. Put her there.
Well, it worked anyhow. I suppose you'll be starting back to breaking.
Well, I hope I will.
No, indeed, he's fired.
Well, I guess I had it coming.
He's going to be too busy being vice president of our railroad. Now that you got it back for us in spite of yourselves.
Good luck to both of you.
Thanks.
I wish you'd stay on.
No, we've been away from the ranch too long as it is.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Come on, fellas.